Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. Today we're going to talk about the fifth house of the zodiac wheel. The fifth house in astrology represents creativity, joy, self-expression, and the desire to experience life through passion and play. After the fourth house establishes emotional foundations and inner security, the fifth house turns outward again, asking how we express ourselves once we feel safe enough to be seen. This is the house of pleasure, creativity, romance, and personal joy. It governs how we shine, how we take creative risks, and how we experience the simple act of being alive. The natural zodiac ruler of the fifth house is Leo, and its natural planetary ruler is the Sun. This gives the fifth house a warm, expressive, and life-affirming quality. Elementally, it aligns with fire, and its modality is fixed, meaning this house seeks to sustain joy, creativity, and self-expression over time. The fifth house answers the question, what brings me joy and how do I express my authentic self? Psychologically, the fifth house governs self-expression and the inner child. It represents the part of us that wants to create, play, and be recognized for who we truly are. This house reflects how comfortable we are expressing individuality without fear of judgment. It also reveals whether creativity feels natural and joyful or something that feels risky and vulnerable. The fifth house is closely tied to confidence and self-esteem. While the first house establishes identity, the fifth house shows how that identity is expressed creatively. It governs the desire to be seen, appreciated, and valued for one's unique qualities. When this house is strong, self-expression flows freely. When it is challenged, there may be fear of rejection or a tendency to seek validation rather than genuine joy. Externally, the fifth house governs creative pursuits, hobbies, romance, and activities done purely for enjoyment. This includes art, performance, music, dance, sports, and any activity that allows for playful self-expression. The fifth house is also associated with children, both literally and symbolically, representing creativity in its purest form. On an inner level, the fifth house governs joy and passion. It reflects what excites you, what makes you feel alive, and what draws you toward pleasure and inspiration. This house is not concerned with productivity or practicality. Instead, it focuses on the emotional experience of enjoyment and the courage to express oneself openly. The fifth house also reveals the difference between authentic joy and the desire for validation. At its healthiest, this house expresses creativity for the sheer pleasure of creating. At its most challenged, joy becomes conditional, dependent on praise, attention, or approval from others. This is where the line between self-expression and performance begins to blur. Instead of creating because it feels meaningful, individuals may create in order to be seen, admired, or affirmed. This dynamic often develops early in life, especially if love or attention felt tied to achievement, talent, or behavior. Over time, the fifth house can become a place where people feel pressure to shine rather than freedom to play. Understanding this distinction helps reclaim creativity as a source of vitality rather than stress. When expression is rooted in joy instead of validation, confidence becomes internal rather than dependent on external response. In everyday life, the fifth house shows up in how you engage with fun, romance, and creative outlets. It influences whether you approach life playfully or cautiously, and whether you allow yourself to enjoy moments without guilt. Others may experience your fifth house through your warmth, enthusiasm, and creative energy, or through hesitation and restraint if self-expression feels unsafe. Behaviorally, the fifth house affects risk-taking in creative and romantic situations. People with a strong fifth house emphasis often enjoy taking chances, expressing emotions openly, and following passions. When this house is challenged, individuals may suppress creativity, avoid vulnerability, or feel disconnected from joy, often prioritizing responsibility over pleasure. When planets are placed in the fifth house, their influence becomes expressive and creative. These planets shape how joy, romance, and creativity are experienced and expressed. Because the fifth house is about visibility, planets here often seek expression through performance, creativity, or emotional display. For example, the Sun in the fifth house emphasizes creative self-expression and confidence. The Moon in the fifth house brings emotional expression through creativity and romance. Venus in the fifth house enhances pleasure, romance, and artistic appreciation. Mars in the fifth house can bring passion, competitiveness, and creative drive. Regardless of the planet, placements here amplify the need to express joy and individuality. The ruling planet of the fifth house is the Sun. This ruler is essential for understanding how creative energy is expressed. The Sun represents vitality, identity, and life force. To understand how the fifth house operates in a chart, you look at the sign on the fifth house cusp and then locate where the Sun is placed. The condition of the Sun reveals how confident and comfortable someone feels expressing themselves. A well-supported Sun often indicates ease with creativity and self-expression. A challenged Sun may suggest struggles with confidence, fear of being seen, or difficulty claiming joy. Because the fifth house is about shining authentically, its ruler plays a major role in self-esteem and vitality. When functioning well, the fifth house provides powerful strengths. These include creativity, enthusiasm, confidence, and the ability to experience joy fully. This house supports passion, inspiration, and the courage to express individuality. A healthy fifth house allows people to enjoy life without excessive self-judgment and to create from a place of authenticity rather than approval-seeking. However, the fifth house also has challenges and a shadow side. When overemphasized, it can lead to attention-seeking behavior, ego inflation, or reliance on external validation. Pleasure may be pursued excessively, or creativity may become performative rather than genuine. When underdeveloped, the fifth house can manifest as creative blocks, fear of vulnerability, or difficulty allowing oneself to enjoy life. Another important theme of the fifth house is the right to experience joy without justification. Many people unconsciously believe that pleasure must be earned through productivity or sacrifice. This belief suppresses the fifth house and drains creative energy over time. When joy is postponed indefinitely, life can begin to feel flat, rigid, or emotionally disconnected, even when responsibilities are being met. The fifth house teaches that joy is not frivolous but regenerative. Creative expression, play, romance, and enjoyment replenish vitality and restore emotional balance. Without this outlet, individuals may experience burnout, loss of inspiration, or a sense that life lacks meaning. Learning to prioritize joy in healthy ways allows creativity to flow naturally and supports emotional well-being across the entire chart. Growth in the fifth house comes from reconnecting with joy without attachment to outcomes. Conscious use of this house involves creating and expressing without needing approval or recognition. It means allowing play, pleasure, and creativity to exist for their own sake. When joy becomes intrinsic rather than conditional, self-expression becomes more authentic and fulfilling. A balanced fifth house allows people to take creative risks without fear of rejection. It supports emotional openness, playful engagement with life, and healthy romantic expression. Awareness of this house helps transform creativity from a performance into a genuine expression of the self. The fifth house works as part of the larger house system. It follows the 4th house of emotional foundations and precedes the 6th house of work and daily responsibilities. Across the chart, the 11th house reflects collective creativity and shared goals, offering a contrast to the 5th house's focus on personal joy and individual expression. Together, these houses show how creativity moves from personal passion to collective contribution. The 5th house reminds us that joy is not frivolous but essential. Without creative expression and pleasure, life becomes rigid and disconnected. This house teaches that play, creativity, and passion are vital parts of a balanced life. In upcoming videos, we'll continue exploring the astrology houses step by step, building a complete picture of how different areas of life unfold within the chart. Understanding the houses helps you understand where your life unfolds. This is just the beginning. Thank you for watching Celestial Zodiac. If you found this breakdown of the 5th house helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so you don't miss the rest of the series.